Howdy, hi. It is Deer Job Sports College Football Week 6 Picks and Best Bets Part 2. Let's get into the video. All right, we're going to take a look at 6 different games. If you haven't already seen it, there is a Part 1 where I have 8 other games that I will be betting. But I figured I'd post 6 more because these lines were not up the first time I looked. Okay, first game, Michigan State plus 24 at Oregon. This is Oregon's first real Big Ten matchup. They played UCLA the previous week, but everybody knows that's not a real Big Ten team. That's some Pac 12 nonsense bullshit that just got thrown into the Big Ten because people like money. So I think they're going to be in for a big surprise when they realize how solid Michigan State is defensively. Not that Michigan State has a great offense, but in terms of Big Ten defenses, they have not seen that yet. State's defense is ranked 66th in the country, only allowing 318 yards a game, averaging giving up 19 points per game. They're coming off a tough loss to Boston College by 4 and a blowout loss to Ohio State by 31 that took place on their own home field. Oregon coming off a 21-point win against UCLA. I'm not sure why I typed UCLE. It's supposed to be UCLA, but who cares? Considering how bad they are, that's not good, nor is it any bit impressive. The Ducks' best win so far is barely beating Boise State at home. I would consider Boise State and Michigan State on similar levels in terms of defense. Obviously, I think Boise State has a bit of a better offense, considering they have the leading rusher in the country. So I'm going to give the edge to Boise State offensively, but the edge to Michigan State defensively. I think Oregon struggles in their first real Big Ten game. So I'm going to take Michigan State plus 24, hoping they can run the ball as they have been doing this season and own the time of possession in Oregon. Second game, it is UCLA and Penn State. UCLA continues its playing of high quality Big Ten teams. They have played Indiana, LSU, not Big Ten, Oregon, and now they play Penn State. That is a brutal schedule. You're at home to Indiana, you then go across the country to LSU, back home to play Oregon, and then across the country again to play Penn State. Why not just go straight from LSU to Penn State? Why you got to go back and forth? That's why I don't like this whole conference realignment bullshit. You just got teams traveling half the week. It doesn't make any sense. How are you supposed to go to class? How are you supposed to practice football if you just spend all your time traveling to these schools? I'm not a fan. Anyway, Penn State coming off a home win 21-7 against Illinois. Their defense played amazing after the first drive where they gave up a touchdown. They did not allow any other points to be scored. Illinois just kind of ran the ball on them every single drive. I was on Illinois with the points, so I was fine with it, but did not make for good football. UCLA, one of the worst rushing teams in the country, so they're not going to be able to run the ball for shit. They're going to have to throw the ball if they want any chance of winning this game and scoring. UCLA's defense, horrible. Probably the worst in the Big Ten, maybe other than Purdue. I think Penn State can honestly score 40 plus. They have a good QB in Drew Aller. Their running backs are two of the top in the country. Their offensive line will be able to move these UCLA boys on defense. I think their defense could also easily score at least one scoop and score or pick six. With how much UCLA is going to have to be throwing the football, there's going to be a lot of opportunities for their corners and backs to get to the ball, pick it off, and go take it back. So give me the over 44.5 in Happy Valley. Next game, this one don't make much sense, but this is a culture play. Oklahoma State at home -4 against West Virginia. Oklahoma State has been playing bad football recently, like bad. I'm thinking they turn it around here against a WVU team. They need this win. They've started off their season 0-2 in Big 12 play. You're shooting yourself in the foot if you start off 0-3. That's just not acceptable. Oklahoma State coming off two bad losses, one at home to Utah by 3 points, and that was Utah without their starting quarterback Cam Rising. They had their secondary guy in. Then the K-State game was just embarrassing where they lose by 22 points. This is a get-right spot. That's basically the only angle I have here. Both of these defenses, not good at football. Like borderline, one of the worst in football. They are ranked 211th and 255th in college football. So if you wanted to take the over, I couldn't talk you off of it. But the fact that the over is set at 65.5 between two Big 12 teams, I just couldn't do it. So I'd rather just take Oklahoma State -4, home angle, get right spot. Not my favorite bet, but I have to lay it because I think they win. Next game, this is an over of 65.5 that I can get behind. That is Utah State and Boise State. After seeing Boise State demolish Washington State and being on Washington State with the points, I'm going to have to trust Boise offense because the Utah State defense is atrocious. Both of these offenses are ranked very high. Utah State 64th in the country, averaging 434 yards a game. Boise State 8th in the country, averaging 524 yards a game. You combine that with the fact both of these defenses are horribly bad, very, very bad. I think we are in for some points. These defenses are ranked 240th. That's near the bottom. That's real close to the bottom, and 194th a game. Utah State has the 220th ranked run defense. That is going up against Boise's third best rushing offense in the country. Their running back has over 800 yards and 13 touchdowns already this season. That's one dude. A singular running back has that stat line. He's an animal, an absolute beast. So I'll take the over 65.5. If Utah State wants to stay in this game, they're going to have to throw the ball. Boise State will be able to run up and down the field on these guys. There should be a ton of points in here. So give me the over. Next game, we're taking another over. This one, not a Thursday night game. Thought it was. Is not. It's a Sunday game. Taking the over 61.5. We got a banger of a small con matchup between two Sunbelt schools that do not believe defense is something that should be played on a football field. South Alabama has proven to be an awesome offensive powerhouse, apparently. They have the 26th ranked offense in the country, 477 yards a game, and it's both through the ground and through the air. They got a mobile quarterback, not afraid to take off and run the ball, which I like. That normally equates to a decent amount of points. Neither of these defenses are even a little bit respectable. 239th and 230th in the country, giving up 451 and 439 yards a game. Arkansas State has given up a minimum of 28 points a game to every single team that they have played. And against solid opponents, because USA has played two not very solid opponents, they've given up 38, 27, 14, and 42. So if you are a capable offense, you were able to score points against the South Alabama team, and anyone on earth is able to score points against this Arkansas State team. So with that being said, this over seems free to me, 61.5, sending it. Final game, it is Tennessee at Arkansas. I'm taking Tennessee minus 13.5, and I'm also taking the over of 59.5. All right, in my opinion, Tennessee is one of the best teams in the country. I would put them above Georgia. If you're telling me Tennessee versus Georgia, the answer is Tennessee. Going up against Arkansas, coming off of a loss to Oklahoma State, and they've lost to Texas A&M this year. And neither of those really boast that much confidence in me. So I'm going to take Tennessee minus 13.5. I thought they would be favored by more. If you would have told me this line was 17, I think I still would have taken it at Tennessee minus 17. Tennessee offense ranked third in the country, averaging 570 yards a game. That is absurd. That is just a stupid number. They have an elite defense that is also ranked third in the country. They just held Oklahoma to 10 points, and that game was in Oklahoma. That is built different. Arkansas has a solid offense, but they haven't really seen a defense like Tennessee. Sure, they saw Texas A&M. Texas A&M not that elite on defense, and they saw Oklahoma State. Their defense sucks. So in terms of what they're looking at across the field from them, this is the first time they're seeing real big boy SEC nonsense going on. So I'm going to take Tennessee in the points. Other thing, Tennessee rolls the Pigs here. I kind of think this game's going to be over at halftime, which is why I'm semi-nervous for the over of 59.5. A lot of times in these SEC games, you go up big in the first quarter, you slow it down in the second quarter, and then you really slow it down in the second half. But I think I'm going to have to roll with the over of 59.5 as well. Seeing as though Arkansas's offense is capable of scoring points, they should be able to get, I'm thinking at least like 17 to 20-ish. So I'm going to need Tennessee to go out there, score 34, 37 points, make this one comfortable. If that happens, the over hits, and I am a happy man. So give me Tennessee. Let's see it be 37 to 23. Yep, that works. That's perfect and perfect. Yeah, give me 37-23 Tennessee. Make it close, make me sweat, but I win both bets. That would be ideal. All right, that is going to do it for me and this video. I appreciate you guys tuning in and watching. If you have not already seen the first part, there'll be a link, or the next video will just play, and it'll be the first part of this week's picks for Week 6. So yeah, I appreciate you guys watching and tuning in, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.